Consulate is a map in Rainbow Six Siege that was released as a part of the initial release of the game back in December 1st, 2015. The map has remained unchanged since that time and is yet to receive a major overhaul of the layout. The map layout is as following, and those blueprints can be downloaded, as always, in the description of this video. Okay, let's start off our Consulate map guide with going into the main lobby on the first floor. It is also, as you can see, one of the bomb sites, which is available to you on the Defender selection screen. Next to it we have, we can call it either the bathroom hallway or just the connector. No, sorry, actually not. You can call it the bathroom hallway, and everybody should know what do you mean by that. Next up we have, of course, the bathroom. That hatch goes down into the garage. Next up we have the piano. It's called a press room on the compass, but it's easier to just call by the piano, as there is, as you can see, a very large piano right in the middle of the room. Next up we are on yellow. This is medium yellow. Then there we have bottom yellow and top yellow over there, but we'll go to that later. Here we are going into the Z hallway, and you might ask, why Z hallway? This is one of the names. It is shaped like a letter Z. You can also call it the bench hallway, or just west corridor, west hallway, but the Z hallway or the bench hallway will be more, how to say, more people will associate this place with that name. Next up we are on the middle spiral on the or main stairs. Some people call it spiral due to the shape of the stairs, and it's just way easier. Then next up we have the east hallway. This hatch goes down into the server room. Here we have tellers, which is also one of the bomb sites. And this is one of the very few split bomb sites. We will go to that later in the defensive strategies. Then next up we have Visa. This door goes to the outside, that door goes down into the archives. This hatch goes into archives as well. Let's go downstairs through the service stairs, through the service stairs. And we're down at the bottom service stairs, which leads us to the archives. This whole room is called archives, but this specific place, you can hear that it has a completely different sound when you're walking on them. And it's called servers due to, well, as you can see, there are many servers here. That's why this specific call out, when you say in the archives on servers, you mean this exact spot. Next up here is the electric room. Not many people hide here, but it's still possible. Next up we're in the locker hallway. Still, again, easy due to the lockers here. Next up we have the storage room, or we can just call it the boxes. Although many people call it storage room, so. Next up we have the basement hallway, which connects with security. It looks like a security office, so it should remind you of it. Next up we have the garage, and here this is where it gets, well, a lot of specific calls. First, around this spot, this is called pipes. Again, very easy to associate with that name, since you can see that there is a stack of pipes here. That's why when you meet somebody's like here covering the angle either into the archives or on the bottom of the spiral stairs. You can just call that he's sitting behind pipes. He can also be sitting around here holding yellow, but as you can see, you have to play around the spot as you can get eliminated from many different angles, like you can get eliminated from the cafeteria door, you can get eliminated from the bottom spiral, you can get eliminated from there, you can get eliminated from the yellow. So there is a lot of angles that you can get eliminated from. Next up we have the pillar. This is the, well, okay, there are a few pillars here, but well, this is the big pillar. Mostly people sit here, just cover the angle here, or hold yellow. Also here we have the white van. Again, very easy to associate the name with it, since this is all covered by white. This whole spot here is covered by the white van, so when you call that somebody is behind the white van, they will know. Also here we have the black car. You can just call it actually car, but we're playing Rainbow Six Siege after all, and random teammates can have very random things. So if you call it a black car, it will be way better. Also, we missed one more room, which is the cafeteria here. And this also connects with the locker hallway, which was mentioned previously. But now, let's go up to the second floor, through the yellow stairs. Again, these stairs are color-coded, so it should be very easy to identify which set of staircase is that. We're on the top of yellow, and we're going into the front desk, which connects with the bathroom upstairs. Then, coming back, we have the console. Next we have, this is on the compass, it's called the waiting room, but it's called connector. Why? Usually there is a rotation hole here when you're defending upstairs. We'll go to that later. And it connects this the console, the front desk, and the meeting room all at once, so that's why it's called a connector. As I mentioned already, this is meeting room, or just meeting for short. You wanna keep them nice and tidy, the callouts, because the faster and the more efficient you can provide your team with the callout, the more efficient they should use that information. It's not always the case, but hey, let's keep them nice and tidy. Next up, we have the hallway, but to be fair, this is never called hallway. You can call it long desk, as, again, very easy to associate the name. You can see that there is a very long desk in here, that's why it's called long desk. Here we have the printer, or paper. I think this is called paper actually. Yeah, this is called paper. As you can see, there's a lot of paper here on the shelves, and there's a lot of paper on the floor here. That's why you can call it paper, and everybody should know what do you mean if they know the callouts, of course. Here there is the break room, but it's also called kitchen as well. This is the only room with like a fridge, the sink, the microwaves, and shelves, and also an oven. That's why it is the most, like it's the most often call out that you will hear, that somebody is in the kitchen. Next up we have the admin. This is a very large place. I'm not sure, I'll already say, like, I don't know if there's a specific call out for each of those corners. When we are playing, we just call by using the compass. So like this place would be the northeast corner of admin, that would be that thing over there, that would be the southeast corner. Then there would be the southwest corner, then there would be the northwest corner. So I'm not sure if there is a specific callout for each of these places, and I do apologize for it. So if you'll find this information, let me know in the comments actually, because I'm actually curious if there is any like Pro League callout or anything like that. Next up we have the front office, but it's very easy to mix it up with the front desk, so that's why you get those callouts very clearly. And to finish it up, we have again, as you can see on the compass it says service stairs, but it's way easier if you call these like either basement stairs or service stairs, and these if you just call them Visa stairs, because while you come from Visa you rather push up. Let's start off our defensive strategies with the garage and cafeteria bombsite, and I would suggest the following. First, you want to reinforce all of those 3 walls here. Then the next reinforcement you should do is upstairs. My bad. We want to reinforce both of the hatches. First you can find here in the bathroom on the 1st floor. Next one is found here in the main lobby, right next to like the circular desk. And now this is where it gets fun, because you have a few choices. You can either reinforce all of these 3 walls and those 2 walls here, and completely ditch the idea of defending from that room. I can understand why. Sometimes I use this strategy as well, because I just don't want to mess around with setting up the defense, like mirror defense, by using a mirror window here that will watch the whole main wall. I mean, this room is useful if you want to hold the main stairs. You can just do holes like on the bottom here and hold the leg angle. Maybe I'll show you. Yeah, like so. So you can do footholds here and just defend the bottom main stairs, but you'll have to watch out as, well, here we come into perspective. What you see versus what the enemy sees. As you can only see about this high, yeah. Again, my leg versus the opponent's head. Who's gonna win this? Well, if I'm smart enough and I droned beforehand, then I'll just come with a pre-fire. And this will be over for him. That's why it's not as a strong position. I would suggest maybe using it at lower ranks where they don't necessarily drone, although police drone. It doesn't cost you that much. It only costs like, I don't know, 15 seconds of time. Of course, if you have that much time. But if you play correctly, then 15 seconds, you should be able to find it to properly drone out, scope out what's happening. Well, then there, as I mentioned, there is the second option. You can reinforce this wall. On the right hand side is security, then one wall here on the middle, and play around with a mirror here, and then like do something around main stairs or just reinforce this wall so we don't get shot from, and leave the defending of the main stairs to a person sitting on the pipes. But well, we can come to that in a second. Another reinforce that you can do is when you, okay, let's say that we're defending. We used up 2. There should be a rotation then here. We used up 2. We still have 3 available, so let's use them. I would reinforce those 2 walls, because if the attacking team does open the main wall, then you're gonna be in big trouble trying to go through. Trying to rotate between the side and everything. That will be a very big issue. That's why we want to reinforce this. We can keep this, to be fair, we can keep this left. Another reinforce you can do, although I do not advise doing so, you could put it here. Only one, like here. But I wouldn't advise it. I would just make a rotation on the left hand side here, looking from the cafeteria side. And from the white van side out, it's the right hand side wall. You always want to do rotation here, as this allows you to quicker come back from, I don't know, from roaming and pre-fire on the white van, as usually where the attackers try to plant. It's either here, or when they know that there is somebody on yellow and they actually not necessarily can deal with them, they will go here. But then they have to watch out about that, and somebody has to cover that. That's why a rotation here is always good, and that's why you not necessarily should reinforce this wall as well, because let's say that the attackers are not going from the main wall, from the main garage wall, they're actually going from the back. You can just sit here and watch the service stairs, and this will make it easier for you. Of course, you can still reinforce this as a kind of cover, but then, well, it will limit your vision a lot, since the only available part to you will be like this. Yeah, so not very much to see. Now, why did I pick Cade for this? Well, I'm gonna show you something that is somewhat very useful, and it will protect you against Kali, but it will not protect you if they go upstairs into the piano and try to destroy the floor to find your cave claws. So first up, what you want to do is look at the main one, right? You go here. Also, this is very important. You need the revolver for this. This is very, very, very important. You need a revolver for the setup. I mean, you kinda can do it with the other pistol, but it's just gonna be easier with the revolver. And faster to set up. So first, you wanna aim here into this corner, which is on the left hand side wall. And destroy the ceiling over here. And then just plop. And okay, but well, these two aren't electrified. Well, we'll do that in a second. But as you can see, the Cade Claw, it's hidden. It's a very precise setup, as you've seen by the area of effect. It was very close. So if you're not as, I don't know how to say, if you're not as confident about messing around with it, like putting it all the way up there, I would suggest that you can just put it, you can either put it here or you can put it slightly closer, so that you are sure that this will stick. Then there is the next. You see this like small pipe that goes here. You can come here and shoot. Yeah, and you gotta be careful. You don't want to shoot the floor. You just want to shoot on the beam, which is gonna be like approximately, like if you see the reticle. If you see the reticle on my screen, like the left part of the cross touches the wall, you put the dot in the middle of the, how to say, of the pipe. And as you can see, the left part of the cross here aligns with the pipe. So that's where you want to put it and start shooting. Then just you want to put it in a straight line. Yeah. And you will shoot exactly in the beam, destroying only the first part of this. Then, when we're done with that, you just wanna hide it. Bang. And the whole wall is electrified. Because then the only way to eliminate the gate clause is either, well, you can't go yellow. Because, like, let's say you take control over yellow here, over this part. Because here it's gonna be not as easy, because you have to cover this, cover this, cover this at the same time, so it's not as easy. And basically you have to know that there is a gate claw in there to shoot it down. I mean, you can see kind of by this, so you can just start spraying to destroy it. But when somebody's just like jiggle peeking from, allow me to show. Somebody's just jiggle peeking.
Spotted.
Jiggle peeking in the garage.
Your location has been compromised.
You will not be able to see it, right? The second part, where they can shoot the gate claw from, is when they find this. Wait, is this? Oh, actually. Okay, if you don't mess up the setup by destroying the floor over here, you can actually put it on the right side slightly, like closer to the right, maybe here, as this will be harder for the attackers to spot. And again, like here, the other gate claw. The other gate claw is so hidden. See, like, you have to destroy the plant. You have to destroy the plant, you have to destroy the floor in the corner to get to it. So it's not as easy, and not everybody will think of that. So that's why I'm showing you. Like, if you see this exact gate setup, all you have to do is go on the corner of the black carpet, destroy the floor here, and then you wanna destroy the floor here, destroy the plant, and you just start spraying over there somewhere. Or if you see it because they had a bad setup, then you can just take it down. Okay, and this concludes our... Oh wait, sorry. Now, let's go into positions, the favorite part. Well, as I would suggest, if one person should sit here around the pipes and support the person that is sitting like behind the white van or on the pillar. I would suggest white van, as this is way easier to disengage from this position rather than it is to disengage from the pillar position, as the only way is here. You have to like basically sprint, and if they open the right part of the wall, you're kind of eliminated. That's why I would advise that one person covering this part of the site to sit here in the white van, or behind the white van, as you have the ability to go here. You can get on the boxes here and cover the yellow. You can cover it from here, like holding this weird angle. You can also just go back, help covering the door or the cafeteria. For a person that's sitting somewhere around the cafeteria, they don't necessarily have to be in the cafeteria. They can, like, you can make a rotation here, and they can just sit in the security office. And when things start to go not so fun, they can just come back here and defend this position. That's 3 people. There is 2 more. Another one. There should be another one somewhere around cafeteria and security, so that there is more people on the site, so they can't just brute force their way in. And then the 5th person. Oh, to every counter there is a counter. So against Kali and most of the grenades, actually, because the grenade explosion won't reach the gate claw up there or the gate claw up there. then, okay, let's go up. The attackers will say, okay, let's go upstairs to deal with the gate claws. Well, that's why you want to have a person roaming, the fifth person, roaming somewhere around the piano room. Either defending completely, just sitting in the piano room and defending this, or being in the main lobby, or being in the bathroom somewhere to defend the piano. Because as soon as they enter and they start messing around with the gate claws, it's game. It's basically, how to say, it's not gonna be as easy because now they have control over the complete top side. They can destroy the floor. Here, also here, and the site will become very, very hard to defend because they will have the control from the top and they can apply pressure from the wall. Not exactly a fun experience, let me tell you already. Okay, and this concludes defensive strategy for the basement. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to our defensive strategies for a very weird bomb site, which is one of the very few split bomb sites that are in the game. I'm not sure what are the other splits. What do I mean by a split, you will say? The split bomb site is that there is one bomb on the on the one floor and then there is the second on the other floor. I think there are a few, or maybe this is the only one. I can't remember. Like, this site is not played often in ranked. Like the sites that you will see in ranked are garage, console, so like the basement, the second floor, and then when the defenders win those two somehow, or maybe because you're using my strategies, of course, then the defenders will choose lobby 9 out of 10 times. Sorry, 99 out of 10 times, of 100 times. Like, this site, the Teller's Archives, is so uncommon on ranked. You'll mostly come up on it on casual, which is now the quick match. Sorry for the mix-up. Like, quick match is casual. Okay, so I mean, like, I know it by the name of casual because that's how it was previously named. Yeah, so you'll get it in the quick match / casual playlist, not necessarily in unranked or ranked playlist. That's why I don't know as much about the defensive strategies for this, but I'll give my best go with the strategy that I prepared when I was playing some casual. Okay, so first reinforces. Actually, the first thing is to shoot the speaker because the music is very annoying and it makes you hear not as much. The first wall that should be reinforced is this one. So let's get on with it with the magic of the editing. Boom. And we want to leave most actually for the downstairs. So first let's reinforce the hatches that we can't control, which are in the corners of the visa. Then the next thing you can do is reinforce this part, like so, and open up the rotation here. Okay, the next rotation you can do is here. And then you can also, wait, let me think. Yeah, you can reinforce this this wall, so that it's slightly easier to hold the position here if they're coming from the basement. And then, I mean, this is unlikely, but you can reinforce. Actually, that one reinforcement, you can do whatever with it. Maybe you can like reinforce here. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. You can reinforce this part so that it is, well, the same. So you're kind of covered from here. And then, now, we can either put 4 reinforces upstairs, 2 on hatches, and 4 downstairs here, or there is another. If you, this is like a balanced setup. If you think that they will not go necessarily for the tellers, usually people tend to go for the basement. I don't know why, it's just a preference. Then you can switch it up a little, and instead of reinforcing upstairs, you can go into the garage. Shoot the radio. You can go into the garage and actually reinforce this wall. Make a rotation over there, like so. This is also for the basement side. I'm just gonna visualize it, how it should look. Yep, like this. And then put 1 reinforce here and 3 reinforces here. So the 4 reinforcements that we would put on the archives, we just want to put it here in the garage and have 1 or 2 people holding it, so that the attackers can't push from the garage side. Okay, this concludes the defensive strategy. Never mind. Positions. Let's assume that there is this situation where you're holding the garage. We have 4 positions. We have 1 or 2 people in the garage. I will suggest just 1. I think 1 should be enough. 1 around White Land, because they can quickly escape. When things start to get hot, you can just escape back to side. You have to watch out here. Watch out on the spiral stairs, and you can come back into side. 1 or 2 people, I would say 2, should play around archives. Like 1 maybe around here on the desk, or behind the server rack here. Then there should be 2 people upstairs. We can also do 1 more rotation, which should be here. Which allows us to get back into the site quicker. And we can have 2 people sitting around tellers, so they can watch out for the lobby here, for the lobby push or yellow push. From there, they can also push from upstairs. I've seen that like a couple times, that people were pushing upstairs and then making their way towards the tellers. I mean, as you can see, some of the site above can be seen. The site can be seen from above in some sort, so can be viable, but we'll go to that later. As of now, this concludes the strategy for this site, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now we are in the lobby and piano bomb site, and I would suggest the following. First, this is like a weird bomb site because it's not as easy to defend, because there's so many ways that attackers can push from, but let's give it a try. First, you should reinforce this wall in the bathroom. And then the next wall you can reinforce is on the yellow, like the yellow piano door. Then next up we want to reinforce the hatches. And here it is where we come to like the decision, okay, what kind of strategy do we want to play? Do we want to completely ditch the upstairs and sit downstairs and defend from there? Or do we want to have one person that will be sitting upstairs and helping to hold? If so, let's say we choose the second option. We have this hatch. Don't close it. Instead, open it so that a person can sit here. Yeah, I didn't take the shotgun. Okay, so you want to open it not exactly like this, but just completely open it with a shotgun. The person will be able to see the front door from here. It's a risky position, that's why there's a better position. It will be easier with a shotgun than with the deagle, but whatever, this is what it is. They can sit here and hold, like if they want to come into plant here on the, instead of this cabinet, I think, no, sorry, this table. You can eliminate them, and if they want to plant there, eliminate it. You can also destroy most of the floor here, but somebody will have to cover it, like there is no other way. And also for the reinforced upstairs, the connector middle wall, as it will not be as easy to shoot you from there, because if they know that you're upstairs, they will either go to Visa and push from the stairs, or they will go into the console office, which is more common, I would say, like either here into console or bathroom or from the yellow, whatever, like the front desk, right? They'll come from here for you and they'll try to eliminate you. The other three walls that you can do are those in the meeting room, so that if there is a person pushing spiral, they will not be able to eliminate you instantly. Also, I picked Valkyrie for this because you can do actually pretty nice stuff, such as throwing out the cameras for intel, but now, disclaimer, this part of the guide is only valid for the Year 6, Season 4 operation. Good question, how's this operation called? Whatever, the Year 6, Season 4. As far as we know from the Ubisoft, this will not work after year, somewhere approximately 6 invitational. So they basically said that okay, we're just shifting the launch of this feature back towards year 7, 6, season 1. What do I mean? Because right now, as of now, what you can do with cameras, you can just boom, throw them outside, and you will gain intel like this. Yeah, you will gain, okay, they're trying to enter from here. There's one guy on the trash pile. Like, you know, you can use the cameras all the time you want and gain information on the enemy team. From year 7, season 1. Maestro cameras, Valkyrie cameras, bulletproof deployable cameras. What else? Mozzie drones, Echo drones. Those are exceptions because they already lost. They were already losing signal after they exited the building, but all of the player-based cameras, I'm not talking about the default cameras like those, because those that are outside, they will always be useful, and you will be always able to use them at all the time, right? But these cameras, the player-created cameras, they will lose signal after 10 seconds. So after 10 seconds, they will become obsolete. Yeah, like they will lose signal, you will not be able to see anything, you will not be able to hear anything, it will just not work, right? So, this is a very huge nerf towards like player-created cameras, because a lot of players, since Valkyrie has been launched, like found those nifty little spots for the cameras that they can place outside and gain information, just like this one. This is like a tree, Like you can see it's inside the tree leaves, so it's very hard to spot, but I can see like everybody here on the that is trying to enter, that is on the side of the door here, that's yeah, let's say here also. Sometimes when the leaves shift, I can see the main gate over there. I can also see if people are coming up on me on the balcony. Like, there is a lot of information, and this camera is not as easily seen, right? So this will not work most likely after year 7 season 1. Another entity cameras that you can place outside, inside, and these will work. They will still work. Don't worry about it. To all the Valkyrie mains, don't worry, the inside cameras will still work. One I love to place is... you can place it either in the statue, but it's very visible, or you can place it all the way there in the corner. This will be still visible, like if somebody enters from here, they will see most likely that there's a camera over there. That's why another camera spot that you can use is here. And it's slightly better as it's less visible. If you place it correctly, that is. I placed it incorrectly and I can see it. But in a very fast-paced situation, people are tunnel visioned on their reticle. So they will most likely not see it, but still. Positions. Well, as we established, one person up, defending the lobby bombsite from upstairs. I would say one person in the bathroom. Actually, this is important. There should be a rotation here. I forgot to mention this. There should be a rotation here on the left-hand side wall of the bathroom. So we have also this will be very common. Most likely you will have a person with a deployable shield sitting here, helping the person up there, or vice versa. So we have one person up, one person here, around the bathroom area and this. One person here, that's 3 people in the piano, and the other 2 people, one person can just roam freely between the sites, and the other person can roam like around here, so that they can defend from a visa push. Because what will happen eventually is a person, it will happen, I promise. If they have enough, yeah, if they can think about this, of course. What will happen eventually is that somebody will push from visa. I'll just come up here, watch the bottom yellow, then come here. There's a guy with the deployable shield. Bang. We come in. There's this person upstairs, but he doesn't care about it if he sprints. Bang, bang. Bang, 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 right? Like, he'll just completely enter the site if it's free. That's why you want to have one person that will either be in visa or somewhere around that area of the double door, lobby double door, so that it can be covered. Okay, this concludes this part of the defensive strategies, and let's move to the last, which is the second floor. Okay, this is our last side of the defensive strategies, which is the console and meeting room, and I would suggest the following. Okay, so first, reinforce the middle wall again on the connector, and looking from the connector side, you want to create a rotation on the right hand side. Like so, you can do this. Also, if you want, you can put one small hole on the left side, so it's easier to shift the peaks. Like you can peek from here, then again from here. So it's just easy setup for the defensive position here. Next up are the reinforcements on this wall. Next up, you want to go into the meeting. and reinforce 3 walls. This time we'll reinforce left middle, right middle, and right hand side. Because if you want to deny a push from yellow, like, you'll create this choke point instead of like letting them just freely open this with any soft breach and go into the bathroom and like get completely rid of this choke point. Why is this important, you might say? Well, it's easier to defend the one very small narrow space for which they can enter instead of, well, this wide space they can enter. That's why you want to... You can either... And here, again, we come into this. You can do some variations, like reinforce only this and leave this one open, so that you can sit here around the bathroom and defend this position, although... I wouldn't recommend it. You're very easily... It is very easy to take you down from here. That's why I wouldn't suggest it. We have one more reinforce, and this, okay, like, this can be used on this wall if you plan on sitting here and defending the spot, but it's not very advisable, I would say, since it will be very hard for you to get out of Y. Because the attackers will just open up this whole part of the wall and, you know, hello there. They can see you from the rooftop. That's why when you're pinned, the only escape you have is by destroying this. Of course, that is if you have a shotgun or impact, it is, of course, right? Because if you don't, then you're kind of in a bad spot. Because then there's this person rappelling outside, and then there's this person sitting here. So you're basically you're closed. Like, you can only sit here. You can only but basically you can only sit here. If this wall is reinforced, this is the only place you can sit. So you'll be closed in this very tight space, and what they might try to do is just come downstairs and grenade you from below. So they will just cook the grenade, throw it, and eliminate you. So, since I would say the reinforcements are pretty much done, even though there is one more, you can use it somewhere. You can close up the rotation on the long desk if you do not think that it's a very good idea in that situation. You're free to do so. Let's go into the defensive positions then. One person, obviously, here, as we created this very somewhat safe space, there is only like here, and like from this window, and from the visa stairs that they can eliminate you from. So this is actually a pretty much safe space, I would say, from which you can defend the Bombsite. Then there's one person that could be around the front desk. This is most likely where people sit as well. Like, they will be around front desk, maybe around the long desk, so somewhere in that area. And there will be 1 or 2 people around the meeting room, and 1 person roaming freely. Is there anything else that needs to be said? No, because it will be covered by the attacking strategies, so let's move on to that. Okay, so let's start off on the attacking strategies, and let's start off with the basement. The most common for the basement would be to have 2 people on a main wall, 1 person trying to attack yellow, and 2 people, let me switch, 2 people attacking the piano. Most likely it's done by moving from the main lobby, clearing the main lobby, and like checking if there is somebody in bathroom, checking if there is somebody roaming here, checking if somebody is roaming here. If those 3 spots are checked and are clear, then we can move into the attacking stuff. So, after those two people in the lobby clear out the Cade Claws or the Bandit Batteries and just hold from here, like, let's mark it with, green color, or maybe no, let's go with purple. Okay, so with purple color, I will mark the spots that you will need to destroy the floor as an attacker. Here, here, like this whole here, this whole line, basically. Then here, this huge spot. Okay, and also here. Okay, so you will ask me, but sir, what does it do? Okay, so this over here, this pretty X that I drew on the cursor here, this is where the Cade and Bandit batteries are. This whole line here is, how to say, it will show you pipes, it will show you pillar, like, it will show you behind the white van if you destroy the floor. See, like, I'm overlapping this right now. See what will the axis show? It will show the whole garage, even though it's like it's not covering exactly the same spots as I'm telling you it will. It will, trust me. Like, you will just have to look at a certain angle. Like, you'll just have to look at an angle, play around with that hole, right? It will happen, trust me. And this spot over here, as you can see when I again cross over, this is where the rotation is. So those two people that are sitting upstairs and covering with those holes that we made, they will cover the, let's mark it with purple, they will cover the rotation here. Oops, okay, whatever, let's mark it with blue. They will cover this, and they will cover this. So those spots are completely closed off. What happens next is that we have this person on the yellow stairs that covers the yellow side, and after we breach the main wall, which is here, what happens is that we have one person going in here, just right in front of the white van, and planting the diffuser. Let's mark it with pink. The diffuser will be here. And let's mark the enemies with red. Or orange, it will be easier. Yeah, there we go. Orange. So, where will those be? Here, here, here. They can be here, they can be here. Also, they can be sitting here for some reason. They can also be sitting here. They can be sitting here. Those are the most... Okay, there's also one more spot here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so those are the most common spots that you will see when playing the game that people will sit in. They'll sit behind the in between the white van and black car. They'll sit on the medium, like on the bottom yellow. They will sit on the pipes on both sides. They will sit in security office. They will sit in cafeteria. They will sit on the rotation here, or behind the white van, or on pillar. Those are the 9 spots that you will find the defenders mostly when you're attacking the site. After the attack is successful, all you have to do is basically just get outside. There will be a person. Let me clear that. Come on. Okay, I can't clear that. Okay, so there will be this person here that will cover this angle. There will be a person here covering this angle. Then there's a person here that covers this. And then there are those two people upstairs that are also helping. One can basically cover the flanks, which will most likely come from here or from here, if they will happen. And the other person can just do their job and mess around with the defenders that are the side below. For the archives teller's push, as I mentioned previously, I'm not an expert in that, so I can't say that much about it as I can say about other sites. Here, what happens is that you can just push from the garage. So from this wall, you can push through yellow and just take force control. I really don't know. Like, you can try pushing from garage and trying to see what will happen, trying to adapt to the situations, or you can go upstairs into the admin and try to take control over the visa. But as I said, I'm not that much of an expert, so I can't really help you out much here. Okay, so moving on. What next? What next? What next? What next? We have the lobby and the piano, and this is pretty much straightforward. Like, okay, you could try to you just could try to force your way into the lobby, but Chief ain't. This isn't gonna work. Okay, so what you'll need is to take control of the second floor. Two people going into this room, into the meeting room, clearing it out. They can either push their way in from the outside balcony here, or they can rappel into console office and trying to work their way from there, going front desk, long desk, or a connector. There's also a possibility that you can push from the service stairs into there. Like, the main objective for those two people is to take the meeting room. After this is taken, and I would suggest for this playing Buck, Sledge, or Ash, or Zofia, just a lot of soft breaches. Why? Because then comes the smashy time, as I like to call it. As you can see on the notation here, this is the line of sight floor. What it means, this floor is destructible. Look how it lines up with the lobby. You'll gain so much control by doing smashy over there. I don't know, actually, I don't know why they didn't place the line of sight floors on the here. That's weird. Whatever. Yeah, so you do smashy all over here and here, and it will gain you a lot of control over what's happening below. From there, then of course those people will have to watch out for the flanks from here, and from here. So that's something that you'll have to keep in mind. And those people that were patiently waiting for their teammates to get in there and take control, you just go in. This is a very straightforward smoke plant situation. So what you do is this is kind of counterintuitive, but you don't smoke those doors. Why? If everything went correctly, right, and you have those two people that took the control over the upstairs, why would you smoke off your own teammates? You're basically blocking them vision. So the only smoke out place is here, because they don't have the control over this. Somebody can still find a tight angle. So I'll just maybe smoke this off, this door, and that's about it. Why I wouldn't smoke this? Of course, I mean, wait. If you want to smoke this, just make sure you're throwing it deep enough so that it lands here. If you want to do that, I highly discourage you from doing so, because it will block the view for your teammates that are fighting there from the upstairs. So I will completely discourage you from doing that. But this is how you play the game. So this is just my suggestion, as always. What happens next is it's basically a clear smoke and plant situation. What is this? You take Montaigne with smokes, and he has the diffuser. what happens is you smoke off this door again. Like, yeah, you can smoke this off. It's not a problem. This will make those two teammates that are here have easier job because they only have to cover this angle. That's all they have to do. They also have to watch out for the runouts from this window, from this window, so they'll have to watch out about that. But like, you want to plant as Monty in this corner, as it will make it easier for you to later defend it. Because like, when the defenders, let's say, they eliminate your buddies upstairs, so it's a, by this point it should be like a 3v3 situation. What will happen is that you have those two guys sitting around here, and one person, the Monty, should be here. He can of course back out. You can always do that. What will happen? Somebody needs to cover those two windows. Rarely you will see people jump out from here. Very rarely, but it's still possible. So Monty and a person sitting here, they cover the diffuser, while this person covers the runouts and covers the runouts and peeks from those two windows. This will make sure that nobody can jump out and nobody can jump on the diffuser. And that's how it should be done. Okay, and for the last attack, we have the attack of the console in the meeting room. What do we want to do here? The most common would be to have two people on this side, one rappelling on the window, and then one covering the yellow runout. Yeah, let's mark it with, yeah, let's go. Oh, again, sorry. Yeah, let's go. This runout from yellow, so that the person that is rappelling is safe from this part. Defenders are smart and they can, let me mark this with orange. They can run out here from garage, they can destroy the garage wall and peek onto the person. But if you have ears, you should be able to find out what's happening very quickly. Next person could be on the top of yellow, on the rooftop, holding the rotation here and trying to look into the site, maybe throw a couple grenades to help the attacking team. Another person can rappel on the connector window. This will close this off. Of course, they have to watch out for the runouts here, so that's why there should be another person there watching this at the same time, because I can guarantee as soon as somebody gets the call that there is a guy outside the connector, somebody will either jump out from the second floor or from the lobby. They will either open the lobby door or they will open one of these windows that go onto the balcony and try to clear this person. Why? Because this is very vital. Because this person now, let's erase everything else. This person over here, this one, yes, has the control over this, and yeah, and part of this. He has this much of the control. So the middle will always be reinforced, right? This is reinforced. So the defenders can't shoot the person that is planting here. That's the person that rappelled in, right? They plant in this exact spot. Not exactly this spot, not exactly pinpoint, but just behind the desk in the console. And then there's another person that jumps in. The person that was covering him when for the runouts jumps in and covers him while he's planting. So this also is covered. Do you see how this bomb site is completely sealed off now? Like, there's just no way that somebody gets in. There's a second way of attacking this bomb site. It is possible to do so, although I'm not the fan of it. It's pushing the admin. So one person pushes into Visa, and two people jump in here. One person covers from this window. So you just go for the admin take. You'll gain control over this, over this, over this, and over this. And you'll start working your way towards this side, this time for the meeting room. Let's erase this. There we go. So there will be one person, like one person runs in here. There's another person that covers this room. There's a person sitting here, and they have the control over this and this part of the building. And the final person is somewhere around here or here, defending the Visa stairs flank. Again, what happens? This is sealed off, this is sealed off, this is sealed off, this is sealed off, and this is sealed off. Again, the site is completely sealed off. Like, there is nobody getting in. Unfortunately, there is nobody also getting out. So you have to win gunfights. Of course, always you have to win gunfights. So, but this site is completely sealed off. If everything works correctly, this is easy plant, easy win. That is all I've got for this episode of Map Guides. Remember to stay safe, and since this will go right before Christmas, well, happy Christmas and have a really nice year. Have a good day.